Welcome in, and welcome to the Eclipse portal, the official beginning of it. Um, of course, as we've been feeling these last few days, the energies have been quite intense, really building up, and there has definitely been this energy of fire and forgiveness in this portal that we are entering. The fire to get things done, burn things away that we no longer resonate with or no longer seem to fit who we are at this time. And of course, forgiveness, not only of ourselves, of maybe moments in life that we may not have been at our best, but still just doing our best at that time. But just also forgiveness of others as well. Forgiveness is such a big energy that can really help to free us from so much weight that we carry on our shoulders. Also, with the kicking off point of this eclipse season, the lunar eclipse tonight being in Virgo, there is an amplification of taking care of oneself and one's space. And it might be good to, if you have the energy, of course, to do some cleaning, clear up some things, throw out some things you may not need, sell some things, give some things away, make some space, make some room, and just clean up areas that may have been kind of sitting there through the summer months as we prepare for the new energies of fall to enter in. It can bring in a fresh new flow. Also, if it is highlighting more of a taking care of self, especially for us mothers out there, maybe we can use this time to really see how we can add in more time for ourselves. And even for those who aren't mothers, just busy, anyone who is busy or has a lot going on or may not be able to fully always take care of oneself or take time to really indulge in your passions or do what calls to you. And I know that for mothers, we often, especially when you do have more than one child, and even when you do have one child, you can really get caught up in the motherhood role and have a sort of loss of identity at times because there's so much in keeping up with when raising a little soul. And that can easily make us put off the things that bring us joy, bring us sovereignty, bring us passion, and it is just really important to make sure we figure out a way to where we can take a couple hours or an hour or two a day to just maybe do some light reading into the esoteric wisdoms, maybe some meditation, astral projection, a nap. A deep dive into the realms of the in-between. Or maybe even a little painting, some reading, some art. Whatever calls to your soul, whatever calls to your heart, whatever brings you joy and really highlights something that is of you, of yourself, because that can really refresh. That can really refresh you. That can really bring you back to center, especially if you're feeling quite overwhelmed, is to do something that is solely of you, so that you can keep your cup filled, or you can fill your cup up to be able to be the best version of yourself that you can be for those that you love and for those that you take care of. Because when we give and give and give, we empty our cups, and it's really difficult to be the best versions of ourselves. And we're not even being the best versions for ourselves. So, those are the energies that I am really feeling today. Taking care of oneself and one's home. An energy of fire and forgiveness, both for oneself and for others. Burning away that which we no longer need, or is no longer a part of us, and forgiving ourselves and others, to take that weight off of our shoulders and simplify our lives. We'll just feel into that energy for a moment. And of course, give oneself love. Always, always, always. Love thyself, know thyself, take care of thyself. So that you can be all the love that you need to be for everyone else around you. So, let's see what the cards have to say about this solar lunar eclipse energy today. Oh. Let's get just one more. What can we focus on? What can we learn from? What can we do? What messages will come through about the energies of this, the beginning of this eclipse portal? Okay. I feel I am meant to at least mention on the bottom of the deck the solar plexus. Taking care of your self, really nourishing that which makes you you, igniting that inner sun, putting the fire underneath it to really make time for yourself. Finding a way to balance it so that it can shine forth in the way that it is meant to shine, so that your light can shine at its brightest, its fullest. Really helping you to feel more secure in who you are, knowing who you are. Feeling safe and whole within your being. Number 43 on the bottom of the deck. All right. The main cards that really are calling. I received two, and the first one is the root chakra, which further amplifies on the solar plexus. So those lower three chakras that I had talked about in one of my previous videos, the nourishment of those chakras are going to be very important as we move through these eclipse energies, to help keep us grounded, to help keep us stabilized, to help keep us balanced. And with the root chakra, this speaks of making sure to ground, eat grounding and nourishing foods, do squats even, because the squats, as I had learned from one of my many spiritual practices that I was taught, that really helps to not only open up the root chakra and move it, but it also helps move the energy through it, and it helps to ground you and change your energy. It's incredible just what 10 to 20 squats can do when you're feeling overwhelmed, unbalanced, ungrounded. You just take a moment to do 10 to 20 squats and it changes your energy, and you feel more centered, more grounded, and your energy has changed. It's incredible. And so just really making sure that we take care of that. And of course, any other personal issues, maybe even as a woman, if your cycle is aligned with the full moon, making sure to take time out to really care for yourself at this time and really nourish your body as it is going through the cycle, because the cycle may be amplified along with those additional psychic abilities, the enhancement of the energy that happens when we do have our cycles. My ear is ringing as I'm speaking of it. And so we're gonna really want to not only tap into the extra energy that is around us for those on the cycle, but even those who just in general, just feeling those energies, tap into them, see what messages are in the folds of the in-between for us, but also use it as a time to go in, to nourish, to care, to ground, to be in stillness and quiet and nature. And as I speak of that, there are vultures circling in the distance. And from my knowledge, vultures always bring, when they begin to circle in groups, that is a signal of a change of energy. And so maybe we need to focus on a change of energy within how we care for our roots, for our root systems, for our blood, for our DNA. How can we heal that? How can we change it? How can we amplify the good and balance that which is out of balance? And really tap into the flow of energy that is occurring in this moment. To see what may need to be changed, what may need to be balanced, and what can help bring us back more into our center, into our root, and keep us more grounded. I also am getting this feeling of a portal energy with the circling of the vultures. Well, and the eclipse. This may be also indicative of the solar eclipse energies that I spoke of at the beginning of this video. The fire and the forgiveness and the taking care of oneself and environment. Because with it being a blood moon, that is going to further amplify the carrying of the blood, the carrying of one's own sacred portals, of our root systems. Nourishing root vegetables can be very beneficial at this time as well, especially with the changing of fall harvest, delicious soups, something filled with lots of nutrients and vitamins, and darker colored vegetables and squashes, and orange and reds and yellows. I even make a pumpkin chili around this time that uses pumpkin and black beans and all the seasonings of the chili, and a can of tomatoes and tomato paste. And it is absolutely delicious. And I would, when I first began making it, I would add in ground turkey if one eats meat, or ground beef, sage, to highlight some of those fall flavors as well. But it was very good and very fall-like, and really helped you feel so nourished into the core of your being. And so looking into nourishing foods that are good for you and your body will really help further support this root chakra energy. Oh, it's number 39. Nine, breaking down to 12, breaking down to 3. So maybe the 3 series of 3s may be important to you in some way. Triangulations and counts of 3s. This next card is Insight, which, given that this portal is open, it will also be opening our inner insight, where we can see the entire cycle of life, if we so choose, the entire cycle of what is going on around us and within the quantum, within the field. That shamanic vision, that inner knowing, by taking care of our root, we open up our third eye as well. The connection of the two may be quite powerful. Also an opening of the crown. A great white heron just flew in. That's what made me realize this also involves the crown. maybe a clearing of the crown to see more clearly or to connect more deeply. Tapping into the elements of air. Because as we clear our crown, we also clear our third eye. And as we nourish our root, it helps to magnetize that energy from crown to root. And the eye within opens, and we can see what we need to see, changes we need to make. Things we may need to do differently. What path to take if there are paths beginning to open before us, or how to start on a new path if we are feeling stuck. This will be a time of heightened insight, of heightened knowledge, where you will receive information that can tell you which way to go or what you can do to help change a situation in your life. That you are wanting to break out of, wanting to do differently. And do not be surprised if you see more than meets the eye, for the veil will be very thin, if existent at all, for the veil is simply a perception that was placed on us thousands of years ago and made us forget that we have been able to see all along. There may be more activity tonight. More family members from the other side, more ancestors coming to visit, maybe even more angelic guidance as well. It will be felt. Be sure to use discernment and that inner insight before interacting with anything that comes into your space. And be sure to let anything know that you do not feel comfortable with, that you do want it to leave, if that is the case. Because we are fully sovereign, we are fully powerful, and we can tell things to leave if we do not want them in our space, because our space is our space, and we have complete control over that. And do whatever necessary rituals you need to do to help create a safe space where those that have good intentions are only able to pass through, if that is something you want to do. But simply just intention alone can really set that energetic boundary. We sometimes feel we need all these tools, but in all reality, all we really need is ourselves and our heart and our intention, for we are incredibly powerful just as we are. But the enhancements of smoke and sage and Palo Santo and salt and crystals, they can amplify and can really help one further focus that intention and amplify that intention to really make it more of a powerful barrier if you need. but be prepared for insights to make their way into you. And as you focus on the grounding of that root chakra, those insights will begin to really flow through. And the spiral of life will be made visible to you. Also, with the elements of blue, and here, blue for the throat, purple for the third eye, white for the crown, even a little green for the heart. By using our throat chakra through singing, toning, speaking, it can also to help clear our spaces, help amplify any energies we need, help bring in any additional information that we are seeking, and really help activate that inner eye. Because I know in my experience, when I am connecting, whether it's through meditation or just to connect when I am about to do a reading, which I often meditate beforehand, but as I'm connecting, I always sing, I always tone, I always activate my voice, because that is one of my most powerful tools that connect me into the frequencies, into the resonance of receiving what messages are meant to come through, while also clearing my space. The singing, the oming, the toning, the light language even. Not only does it create this resonance, but it also, that vibrations clear out anything that needs to be cleared, so that your channel can remain, your messages, your insight can remain clear as you begin to tune in. The voice is such a powerful tool when accessing insight. This is something that has been known amongst many ancient cultures for a very long time, the use of the voice. Erati shorantai indrosuntai tresuntai iashai aiki indian taresai idrando arrando torsunantai ashendakia Yata esto intare inkia. Arsuto unko ushatai rati ishuntu kontrema. Indienra tu indara indashi. Indashi andarashi adashi. You are safe. You are protected, and you are guided at all times. Do not be afraid. Do not let fear overcome you, for you are always watched over. By the seen and the unseen. You are so protected and safe. Focus on taking care of yourself, accessing that inner insight, and finding time to really Do what brings you joy. And activates that expression of the self, your inner light, your inner sun. And do so in stillness and silence if needed. With maybe a little singing here and there. Yannategia santai nandutontai in ariatai ishorantai arianda tresutai ishutaki ariatai shutu. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So much gratitude for you all. Thank you. And may you have a wonderful eclipse season. One that really helps you learn to know thyself and what is truly authentic for you, and to truly love thyself.